Okay, in this video I'm going to share with you my experience during my weeks-long Iboga retreat. If you don't know what Iboga is a plant medicine native to Gabon in West Africa. It's known as the stern father. So ayahuasca is like the mother plant, and yeah, they say Iboga is like the stern father. So yeah, it's a bit of a rough ride. I actually came across Iboga when I was locked up in Spain. I had this book, and I was really familiar with all the plant medicines, but I never actually heard of Iboga. But yeah, when I read the word stern father, and it kind of takes you back, you know, ayahuasca is more visual, like Iboga is like going deep within and like, kind of accessing stuff from, you know, from the past. It's all about kind of going back. And yeah, the word stern father, I always thought I needed, you know, the stern father. So straight away when I read that, I knew I had to take it. It was for me. I had to work with the medicine. And yeah, so however long later, years later time, when I've come back to England, yeah, I'm looking up Iboga, and the first thing that comes up is actually Costa Rica. So yeah, there is a lot of magic to Costa Rica, hence why the plant medicines are over here. The retreat was quite pricey compared to if you probably was to go to Gabon. But it was what it was, it is what it was. I was coming to Costa Rica anyway, and I thought, yeah, let's just do it, let's just do it. Again, rule number one with plant medicines is never to have any expectations. So, yeah, like I looked at, I'm going to read you out some of the questions that the shaman gave us. So, these are some of the questions that you can ask the spirit of Iboga while you're in the trip. So these are the kind of questions that were recommended. What childhood wounds are still causing me pain? What events may have caused me to split from my soul? What are my disempowering beliefs? What safety mechanisms did I develop as a result? Do they continue to serve me as an adult? What would happen if I let go and forgave myself and others? Do I feel worthy of living in peace and freedom? What are the steps to living in joy? What is blocking my self-love and acceptance? So yeah, that's just to give you a rough idea of what the retreat is about and what working with the medicine is about, the kind of stuff that you want to be working with. They were just recommendations. Along the week I did conjure up more questions that I wanted to ask the spirit of Iboga. So yeah, I actually went there straight after the week I spent in an animal rescue center. We were picked up at the airport. I met 5 other guys, so there's 5 other guys from the US who were doing the retreat alongside me. Not really a fan of the masculine energy. There's a lot of masculine energy, especially I'm not the UK masculine energy either, like American, so it was a bit like but anyways, yeah, we got in the taxi, and yeah, like they were all cool guys. All wanted to work with the medicine. Some have worked with other plants before, some hadn't. And yeah, so the place was just in San Ramon somewhere, and that's just outside San Jose if you're familiar with Costa Rica. And we turned up there in the night time about 6 p.m. so it goes dark in Costa Rica about 6 p.m. So yeah, 6 p.m. In the middle of the jungle, man. It was a rocky road getting there. It was quite dangerous still. Yeah, we were met by Anthony and the team. Wow, there's so much life in them, you know. They're really high vibrational people, man. Obviously they work with the medicine, so the vibration naturally is going to be high. So yeah, we first sat down and we had a lovely plant-based meal. I would like to say big up the chef. The food was spectacular, man. The food was amazing, like some of the best food I've eaten, man. Like obviously it's all plant-based, man, so that's beautiful for me. But also with every meal there was a tray of like mango, papaya, pineapple, watermelon, and then they've got the coconut yogurt, which was made from, because there was fresh coconuts on deck to drink. So after we finished them, we put them back in the fridge, and then the chef would like dig out the meat and make a coconut yogurt with it. So yeah, that was there on deck, and then the granola as well. So I just make a little mix up after every meal. So unfortunately I was eating a lot because the food was spectacular. But anyway, so first thing we done was had a meal. And then we sat down, we had like a little welcome ceremony where the guys, the facilitators explained themselves, who they were, and a little bit about the plant and what we're going to do throughout the week. So yeah, it was a 7-day retreat, so we did a few things throughout the week. So yeah, after that we retired back to the casa. We all designated a different spot. I did make a little video showing you where it was, and you know what? to be honest, probably about 2/3 of the price was the accommodation, because it was absolute paradise, man, absolute paradise. Like, you'll see, I've put some pictures on my Instagram, and I took a little video of the place. Like, it was so beautiful. Like, I didn't even capture all of the beauty. I was just trying to, again, there was no Wi-Fi there also, so I was really just stayed away from the phone and all the electrical gizmos. So yeah, like, we went to sleep after the little welcome ceremony. The next day, we had breakfast, again 3 meals a day. And yeah, we were met by Anthony, the shaman. So the shaman, he's an American guy. He's not native to West Africa. He's someone who worked with the medicine and had the call to go over there, and he went over there and got initiated. So now he's a shaman, and he came up with the good idea to make a retreat in Costa Rica. Obviously there's a lot of gringos, a lot of people like me who maybe don't want to go to Gabon, and yeah, would rather like the luxurious option. Like, personally, I would have went to Gabon because I'm raw like that. But yeah, with COVID and everything, flying to, you know, to West Africa, and it's like, you know what, let's just go to Costa Rica, man. So there is a market for it. So yeah, he done well, definitely. But yes, he had a little one-to-one, and we went over our intentions during the session, and I told him that I was looking forward to taking a lot of medicine. I want to take a lot. Like, I'm pretty hardcore when it comes to the plants. I'm not scared of death. I've died many times, you could say, man, with the medicines. And he respected that. One thing I missed out is why I actually wanted to take Iboga. So obviously we've all been through traumas, man. We've all been through traumas. For me, there wasn't any specific incident that I remember. Like, I wasn't like sexually abused, but yeah, kind of like my childhood, my teenage years, like pretty much most of my life was one big trauma. But it's funny because I'm not coming from the stance of a victim anymore. I kind of understand I had to go through that in order to be where I am. So but again, I've done a lot of healing myself, but there's, you know, I look back at even certain videos, you all would have seen this by now. Like, I talk a good talk, but you still see a lot of anger within me. You still see a lot of anger when I talk. So yeah, like, there is still issues going on that I can't access myself, man. I mean, I tried, but yeah, like, I thought the Iboga will help me dig into the subconscious and really, you know, yeah, really help me out on that front. So yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to do Iboga, basically. I can't lie, I kind of thought it was the answer to all my problems, man. I fully thought it was like a miracle worker. Again, never have expectations. I thought it was the one. I thought, oh, okay, like, hence why I paid so much. I thought, okay, everything's leading me towards this moment. So yeah, after our session, you know, we chilled, then we done some like health check on the heart to make sure our hearts was in good condition to do the Iboga. And yeah, it was that night we done the first ceremony. So that's we didn't have dinner, we skipped dinner, so the last thing we had was lunch. And yeah, we all sat around the fire, and then Anthony, the shaman, explained some things. You know, they had the fire going. There was like 4 facilitators there, and then they started playing like the music, this African music. And yeah, he came round with the spoon of the medicine, so he was giving everyone a spoon. He gave me a spoonful, and he gave me this pill of the total alkaloid. I don't know the science of Iboga, but yeah, this was the strong thing. I don't know the science of it, to be honest, but yeah, that's the extra he gave me and one other guy, because we wanted extra. So yeah, like, we were just sitting there, and they started doing this thing with the instruments, and yo, it was crazy. Like, it proper made you like come up or whatever. Like, it made the medicine really kick in. So eventually, one by one, everyone started kind of like losing sense of it, and the legs go wobbly. And yeah, so basically they had a lot of mattresses placed out on the floor in this like kind of little open bit, and it was nighttime, by the way, so it's about 9 o'clock now. And yeah, so I got in the bed, you put the blindfold on, and again, my expectations was, I assumed that it was like an 8-hour HD visual taking me back, you know, me communicating with the spirit of Iboga, saying, oh, okay, take me back here, or why did this happen, boom, boom, boom. I thought it was like easy like that, you know. And that just like when I take mushrooms, a big dose of mushrooms, you know, I close my eyes, I put a blindfold on, and I sit there and I wait for the visuals to come, and then like I go into them, and it's all just like an explosion. And I actually thought this was the same thing with the Iboga. So as I'm lying there, the guy next to me, Alejandro, beautiful soul, he starts crying, man. He starts crying, and I was like, oh snap, like I wanted to cry, like what's going on? That's what I came here for, man. I wanted to cry, I wanted to make up a fuss, a drama, like I wanted the medicine to hit me like that. And there's Alejandro bursting his eyes out after like 2 minutes. And the shaman went over to him and he started like guiding him through something. So in my mind, I assumed that he was getting these visuals, like taking him in the past, and like the shaman was like guiding him through it, and like he was dealing with some stuff. And that actually went on for like an hour, man. So that was pretty deep. So the medicine works pretty well for him straight away. So yeah, while this is happening, I'm thinking the mind starts getting all toxic. The mind's like, oh, it's not working for me. Oh, everyone else must be having visuals. What's going on? I need some more. But like every time I was peeking up the blindfold, like, whoa, I was tripping, man. I was like proper, like things was moving. I couldn't move. I was like physically disabled. And then like I was like procrastinating for a while to ask for more medicine. And eventually, because I couldn't really speak, I was a bit out of it. And eventually I put my hand up and the woman came over to me, and I was like, oh yeah, like I want some more in it. And like it was all weird because I was absolutely mashed up, man. I was in some weird, I was all like I'm gonna use the word retarded. I don't know if that's offensive or not, but yeah, I was a bit retarded. And yeah, and then eventually Anthony came over and he gave me a big scoopful of Iboga and another one of them pills. And so yeah, like I'm lying there, and like when I'm looking back at it now, I understand the medicine was working because I was getting like still images, and like but I wasn't reading into them, and my mind was just like beating me up. My mind was just going through all this toxic stuff, thinking like, you know, started doubting how genuine the shaman was, how genuine this whole process was. I was thinking, maybe on the first day they just give us a tiny bit just to test the borders, so like nothing crazy goes, you know, because it's a Western thing, like to protect themselves. All this toxic stuff, like I was proper doubting the shaman, man. And like, yeah, just all this toxicity, like my mind was purging. And that's why that's why we do 2 ceremonies, because yeah, on the first one it tends to just purge a lot of the mind, all the things on the forefront. So yeah, eventually I just like, it was just a rocky road, and I felt like crap. I felt like absolute crap. I was like, oh my god, this is not working. Yeah, it was horrible. And then the music, I didn't even mention the music. So in the background they're playing this loud, super loud African music. Like we're in the middle of the jungle, so it doesn't matter how loud it was, yeah. And not like cool music like Afro beats or like, nah, this was like hardcore, like certain instruments. And I understand the science of sound, so I understand that maybe the spirit of Iboga told, I guess the story was the spirit of Iboga told whoever to use the instruments, because sound can like tap into like certain things. It can what's the word, not stimulate, there's a word I'm looking for but I can't think of it right now. But yeah, I understood that and they were coming around with the instruments and like boom 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 boom, and yeah, so that was allowing us to tap into something that we couldn't normally access. So yeah, it was hardcore, man. The music was horrible. Like in between the tracks you'd hear the pause of silence for a minute, for like 10 seconds, and it'd be like, like you just wish that you could hear the jungle, the sounds of the jungle, and you just wish that it was just in silence. But yeah, I understood the science of the sound and what it done. Like Iboga's a rough journey, man. It's not a joke. It's not a joke at all. I see why it's called the Stern Father for sure. So yeah, eventually I think like maybe halfway through, about 4 or 5 hours in, the music actually slowed down, and it was like, but yeah, still I wasn't feeling good, man. I was like, oh man, what did I come here for, man? I wasted my money, what the hell? It's not working, I've wasted a session. Yeah, a lot of toxicity. So eventually the sunlight came, and it was like, I was thinking, man, I can't even move. Like the whole time, 8 hours, I was just there, like I couldn't move. I was peeking up on my blindfold, and like I was hallucinating a bit, because yeah, like there was nothing coming. I was expecting images to come, and nothing came. So yeah, we got up in the morning, the woman took me back to my room, and there I stayed. It was about 6 in the morning. There I stayed in my room until the next day. I didn't move from my bed. I actually purged when I entered my room, and I went to the toilet. I purged, so that was good. That at least I got rid of something. And then yeah, so I stayed in my bed for like 24 hours, man. It's funny because I took the most medicine. The medicine was still working, and I said no, nothing happened, because this girl called Raven, she came and checked on me like 3 times throughout the day, and I was all like, I was feeling like crap, man. I was like, yeah, man, it didn't work, blah blah blah, the first time. But then by the time she came back the second time, you know, I had a lot of realizations. Day 2 is called Discovery Day, so that's when you kind of like yeah, you kind of contemplate and like introspect and actually like see what the medicine, the medicine didn't stop working. It wasn't just a session. So yeah, I had a few realizations about the ego. It kind of broke me down a little bit. And yeah, looking in hindsight, yeah, like it was showing me like certain still images, but I weren't allowing to like, yeah, like I don't know, but I guess, yeah, that's why we do 2 sessions. That's why we do 2 sessions. So eventually I made it out of bed the next day. And also during while I was there, when I was closing my eyes, I was seeing these weird 2D images of like things leaving. I don't know where they were. It was like they was in my mind and like they was leaving. Like I saw a spaceship, I saw all kinds of weird stuff, but it wasn't like HD visuals. It was just like this like 2D yellow, like weird, very weird visuals. So yeah, the next day I made it out. And like, I was feeling all like a bit embarrassed and stuff like that, and a bit low energy, and like, yeah, I was feeling a bit like crap. But I jumped in the natural pool they have there, and that really woke me up. That was a blessing, man. I got my swimming goggles, I love to swim, done a few lengths, that woke me up. And another guy was there, and I was like, yeah, nothing happened, man. And he was like, yeah, I didn't get no visuals either. And I was like, oh, thank you, like, yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. Like, and it turns out, yeah, like, most of the people didn't have any visuals. Like it was kind of like, yeah, just a mind purge. So I was feeling a bit better now, and I understood why we had to do 2. So so yeah, that day we kind of chilled, we ate, it was nice to eat again. And then the next day we went to a waterfall. There's a picture on my Instagram, you can see the waterfall. That was actually my first time at a waterfall. Wow, so purifying, man. The water was so nourishing on the skin. Literally felt like I just put like the best moisturizer in the world on my skin. Like it was so hydrating. And yeah, the water was so, the power of the water, like it was just like so strong, and it was an amazing moment. It was amazing. After that we done, the shaman took us to do a spiritual shower. So by the way, this all hails from the Bwiti tradition in Gabon. So that's where he got initiated and done his training. So yeah, we done this spiritual shower, kind of ritual, where we kind of like, you know, set some intentions and wanted to get, you know, yeah, it was like a little ritual thing. That was really nice, that was really cool, especially after the waterfall. So yeah, then we came back, and we didn't do the second ceremony that day. So the next day, yeah, the next day it was time, I think, this might be day 4, day 5, maybe I'm missing some stuff up on the itinerary, but yeah. This day I was like, okay, cool, I need to approach the medicine now on a different angle. I feel like the first time I came in with a lot of ego, a lot of like, yeah, I'm gonna take on this medicine, like I'm not scared. I came in with a lot of that, and I felt like I didn't really respect the spirit of Iboga. I understood that the spirit of Iboga is very wise. So yeah, that day I done a session of Reiki with Raven, which was cool. And also I done Sananga after lunch. I done the Sananga, so that really, I meditated for like, that put me out for like an hour and a half. I put different bottles of Sananga. This was the strongest one. I done that purposely. Put me out for like, yeah, like an hour and a half. I was down. Really, yo, my mind was super clear, and I didn't speak to anyone before the ceremony. Like, so I was just really in my own space, and I came up with a few more questions that I wanted to ask the spirit of Iboga, because I really thought that this time round was the time where I was going to access some stuff and, you know, really get to ask some questions, because they can say that you can ask in the future as well. You can ask like what direction I'm meant to be going in and stuff like that. So just a few dogs next to me, and yeah, so I came up with a few more questions. And yeah, so the second ceremony came. Yeah, the shaman came around, same thing with the fire, he spoke, the music playing. He gave me another spoonful and 2 more than pills. Obviously my tolerance is pretty high now because of how much I took the first night. But yeah, I was really relaxed. I felt really relaxed and really like present with it and really accepting of the medicine. So when we've gone in the second time, I've lied down. I've got my crystals there. And yeah, like I'm lying there, and I'm thinking, alright, cool, I definitely need more medicine. I definitely, like, you know, I was peeking at the blindfold, and yeah, I wasn't hallucinating, I was pretty stable, I could move. I was like, okay, I definitely need some more. So I put my hand up, and the shaman come over, I said, I need some more. So he gave me another one of them pills, the TA pills, the total alkaloid pills. And then I was lying there again, nothing was really happening. I was very like, my mind was very still and focused. And then I asked again for some more, so he came around with the scoop. As he went to put the scoop in my mouth, I purged, man. It was a great moment to purge, because that's obviously what I came there for, whether it be purging through tears, through throwing up. But then he left, and it was like, oh, like I wanted more, like, and I still didn't have more. And at this point I was just kind of like done with it, like not giving up, but I just kind of like accepting, like, you know what, just stop forcing stuff, man. Like, to be honest, the shaman should have knew that I wanted more, and me throwing up was, I still didn't, if anything I was minus. So at this point I was just like, oh, whatever, man, like, it is what it is. And I just sat there, kind of just meditated the whole time. So yeah, like, and it was funny because the whole time when I was there in the 8 hours, whatever, I was able to go toilet. I was so functioning that I was able to actually walk to the toilet and like look around, and it was what it was, man. I don't like to force things. I tried. And yeah, so the next day during the discovery day, I think it was at this point where, yeah, I really realized, I had a realization somewhere throughout the week. I had the realization that I need love, man. I need love. Like, I'm so harsh on myself. Again, going with this, the Iboga, which is the stern father, like, that's hardcore. Like, why am I always going for the hardcore? And throughout the week I was hearing these Icaros. So my friend Azim, big up Azim, he used to sing these Icaros when we used to do mushroom ceremonies. And for me the message was, yo, that's the ayahuasca calling. Just move the camera here. So yeah, like, I felt like, yeah, the ayahuasca was calling me. You know, the ayahuasca is really loving and nurturing. That's what I got from the whole experience, that I shy away from love so much, man. I tend to be like, oh yeah, like, relationships, that's not for me. The family thing, that's not for me. Like, yeah, like, you know, like, I'm not from this place, all these kind of things. But that's just the ego, like, shunning away from love, like, you know. I am human, man. I am human. So yeah, like, I do need to get some love. So I guess the ayahuasca was calling me, man. The ayahuasca was calling me, and yeah, I'm looking forward to taking ayahuasca soon. So yeah, that was a big realization that I had, and it really broke me down. It really broke down some walls. So yeah, the medicine did work, not in the way that I wanted to, but that's how the medicines go, man. They give you what you want, what you need, not what you wanted. So yeah, so after that discovery day, the next day I came out again, and a couple of other guys, man, they had a really good experience, man. Like, obviously it's a rough journey, but they had a really good time. Like, they really got down to some stuff and accessed some stuff and broke through some barriers. But I guess we're all at different stages of our journey, so whatever realizations they had, I don't know. But yeah, the next day we done some art therapy. So around the property there's all these like little stones, little rocks, and people previously have like painted them and wrote like messages on them. So yeah, we just done I painted this rock and I wrote on it, earth is heart, and on the other side, heart is earth. Because heart and earth is actually got the same letters in it. They're exactly the same letters, just mixed around. And yeah, like, we gotta respect, like, yeah, it's deep. But yeah, I wrote that on the rock. Also, we done a session. One of the guys, he actually met Wim Hof and done this thing with Wim Hof, so he was pretty trained in the Wim Hof technique. So we done a bit of breath work with him. That was cool. And yeah, we went to the beach also. I forgot to mention, we went to a beach. We got taken to a beach and went to a nice restaurant. Unfortunately, I left my swimming shorts there, man, but it is what it is. I'm in my boxers now. Like, yeah, man, it's pretty cool to be in my boxers. I feel nice and free. So yeah, like, that was my Iboga experience, man. Yeah, like, it's quite rare, Iboga. Not many people know about Iboga, hence why I wanted to do it. I'm happy I done it. You know, it would have been better to go to Gabon, I guess. But yeah, it was an amazing week, amazing food, amazing place. I get why the accommodation is so like such paradise, because yeah, it's a rough road. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there because I think the video is gonna cut off now. So yeah, peace and love. Hope you enjoy.